Nippon Podcast Station.
So today's phrase is ところで平凡な俺よ、下を向いている暇はあるのか？できるまでやればできる。There's actually a phrase that came out of this. 出るまで回せば出る。Have you ever heard of that? It's for the gachas. Anime English Club with Sally Amaki.Hi everyone, and welcome to episode 3 of the Anime English Club. I'm your host, Sally Amaki. よろしくお願いします。はい、The Anime English Club is a podcast where we use anime as a bridge to help connect our listeners to the English world. Welcome. Each episode, we explore a different line or scene from an anime and discuss how you would say it in English. We've been using the same series for the past 2 weeks, and we're going to use it again this week because I get to choose and I love Haikyu. So yes, spoiler alert, we will be talking about Haikyu again this week. 近況トーク recent activities. Yes, 近況トーク。はい。The Anime Awards 2025, the Crunchyroll Anime Awards 2025 was just 2 days ago. I, your host, Sally Amaki, probably didn't mess up, I hope. It's my 3rd year this year doing the host. The first one was traumatic. Yeah. If you guys do not know, my contacts fell out halfway through me emceeing or hosting the show. They had a huge prompter right in front of me, but my contacts fell out and I couldn't read the prompter. So I was like, and here you go. It was the worst. But they brought me back for a 2nd year. And then they brought me back for a 3rd year as well. This 3rd year, I wore a super orange dress. It was designed just for the Crunchyroll Anime Awards. I know. I used to have like, 上限.
A limit?
Yes, why am I forgetting this most easiest English terms ever? Yeah, they had a limit of like how much I could use for a specific dress, so I could only wear like things that, that I can get my hands on. But this year, like they had a designer for me, and they were like, "What kind of dress do you want?" I'm like, "You're gonna ask for my preferences?" And so yeah, I hope I looked good. I haven't worn it yet. Because today is what, April 25th?
Yes.
Yes, in this jigen place. In this jigen
Time period.
Yeah. Yes, it is currently April and I haven't went to fitting yet. But yeah, I hope I looked good. And if I did, thank you. I will be waiting for nice comments about my dress on hashtag SallyAEC. Hi! So without further ado, let's get to today's anime. Today is the last episode where we're going to be discussing Haikyu. This was not my idea. I wanted to continue going, but we have to stop here for once. But yeah, for those of you that do not know, Haikyu was created by Haruichi Furudate and originally published in Weekly Shonen Jump. The anime adaptation was first released in 2014. It follows the Karasuno Volleyball Club, an underdog team from Miyagi Prefecture, as 2 new rookies, Hinata and Kageyama, bring new life and new responsibilities to the team. So for our last Haikyu episode, I had to finish with one of my favorite quotes from the anime. So today's phrase is ところで平凡な俺よ、下を向いている暇はあるのか？できるまでやればできる。But hey, do you even have time to feel sorry for yourself? Keep trying until you succeed. I will make it. This phrase comes from Ryunosuke Tanaka, which is who's Hinata's senpai, during Karasuno's match versus one of their opponents in the Haruko tournament, which is Inarizaki High School. After being targeted by Inarizaki as the weak link of the Karasuno team, this scene marks the moment he overcomes his mental wall and scores the winning point of the first set versus Inarizaki. Honestly, I feel like it was a very, life-changing experience to watch. Honestly, for him as well, honestly, it was obviously life-changing for Tanaka as well. Life-changing for me too.
Your life changed.
My life has changed.
How has your life changed?
I like to look at the positive of life now. So, the reason I really like this scene is because it gives Tanaka's character a lot more depth. Before that, he's a super positive guy. He's always been a super positive guy, like hyping up the team and everything. And you wouldn't really look at those people to have like a mental wall or like, something, weak to say about themselves. But to think that Tanaka was, なんていうのかな? I never took him to be the character to, have any negative thoughts, but I'm like, oh, my boy's human too. Hi. But yeah, I feel like for many Haikyu fans as well, the first part, ところで平凡な俺よ、下を向いている暇はあるのか, is one of the most popular phrases as well. Can you imagine though, like you're a second year at Karasuno High School and like super good rookies come in and you're going up against like a strong team and they target you as a weak link? Oh my gosh, I can't. I would break down. I would break down and just like quit right then and there. But no, he was like, I don't have time for this. Like, I don't have time for my inner monologue. Like, I gotta keep going. And I'm like, you go do that. And I cried. I cried for him. Because obviously Tanaka couldn't cry during the tournament. So I was like, you know what? I will do it for you. And I cried the whole entire time I watched the series. But yeah, let's go to the vocab now. Enough with the scene. The vocab. So first of all, I'm going to repeat the phrase again. ところで平凡な俺を下を向いている暇はあるのか? And できるまでやればできる. So, but hey, do you even have time to feel sorry for yourself? Keep trying until you succeed. I will make it. はい。So, 平凡な俺を. So, they cut that part out. Yeah, so the literal translation would probably be like, hey, so like average me. Do I even have time to be looking down? Would be the literal translation. Why would they take out the 해본 노래요? 해본, so in English it would mean average, mediocre, common, normal, right? ところで平凡な俺よ. Is it just because it would sound awkward being like, hey, normal me?
Yeah, I mean, you really wouldn't use it for yourself, would you?
Yeah, I wouldn't. I wouldn't say mediocre. I feel like in this term, even though 해본 in the dictionary, mediocre would come out as a literal translation, for this scene, mediocre doesn't really work because mediocre sounds a bit more negative, doesn't it?
해본 just like also has like the context of like normal average person.
Mm-hmm.
And that extra little bit of being like a normal average person, it's only normal when you put it in English, right?
Yeah.
It'd be like, I mean, you could say like 普通な俺, but that just doesn't have much power.
That's true. 해본. That's hard. That is hard to translate. So yeah, that's why they took it out. It was hard. It's hard. I feel like in anime there's so many things that, like in Japanese in general, it's so hard to translate in that context. Like when you need to translate something, you would have to have like a whole entire paragraph as to why that word is significant, And they just don't have that much time to do in the subtitles. So.
It reminds me of when I first watched anime when they would have gigantic blocks of translator notes.
Yes, like Detective Conan. Yeah, when Conan's like, this and this is the reason why she's the like real killer, but like it doesn't make sense in English, so they would have to like have a whole entire explanation. Yeah.
So how would you translate it if you had to put 해본 in?
해본. ところで. By the way, I wouldn't say but, I would say by the way, like ところで would be by the way. By the way, average me, 下を向いてる暇はあるのか? Do you have time to keep your head down. I would use keep your head down instead of feel sorry for yourself. 下を向いている暇はあるのか? The literal translation is, do you have time to look down? But that doesn't really, make sense. It does make sense, but we don't really use that, right? Like we say keep your head up or hold your head high, but you wouldn't really use it in the opposite way. But you would say keep your head down, so instead of saying do you have time to feel sorry for yourself? I feel like do you have time to keep your head down would be a better literal translation for the scene.
But head down is more like you don't want to be seen. It's like you're hiding yourself, not like you're sad, isn't it?
He's asking himself why can't I be that, but he's oh wow, everybody's better than me and stuff, and that's not really feeling sorry for yourself. なんだろう、下を向いている暇はあるのか? I feel like this is another one of those you need to know Japanese and the nuance to understand it 100%. But the closest, what would you think the closest would be? 下を向いている暇はあるのか? Do you have the time to stop here?
You could also use something like get your head out of your ass.
That's true. That's something Tanaka would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you were trying to sound Tanaka.
Yeah. Get your head out of your ass.
Yeah.
That's true.
So
what he's trying to say is you don't have the time. If you're bad, you don't you just have to keep going.
Yeah, you don't have the time to stay bad. You just have to be good.
Yeah. So there's many ways to say this. Yes.
So what about feel sorry for yourself?
下を向いている暇はあるのか? Feel sorry for yourself. I wouldn't use it. Feel sorry for yourself. Just because I don't think Tanaka's feeling sorry for himself here. Is he feeling sorry for himself? I don't think so. So I really think get your head out of your ass is a better translation for what Tanaka is trying to say here. And for what fits his character the most would be that. Yeah. When would I use feel sorry for myself? How would I use it? I'm feeling sorry for myself. You would never say that. Yeah, you don't use it for yourself. And I feel it's oftentimes used in a question.
Yeah, it's usually used
why are you feeling sorry for yourself?
Or don't feel sorry for yourself.
Yeah.
As a negative.
Don't feel sorry for yourself. So
when would you tell someone don't feel sorry for yourself?
Don't feel sorry for yourself. Don't feel sorry for yourself. When would I use it? Now I'm wondering what it even means. What does it even mean?
If you had a friend that just broke up with someone, it's don't feel sorry for yourself and get back out there.
So stop sulking and stop crying.
But it's used more don't sulk or don't be alone and sad kind of thing.
Yeah. That's true. So it really doesn't work. I wouldn't say really doesn't work for Tanaka, but
it's a little different.
It's a little different, yeah. So if somebody was wrapped up in a corner in taikuzuari, if they were in a ball in the corner, you'd be hey, stop feeling sorry for yourself. It would work. But yeah, you wouldn't really use it in an inner monologue, I think. So yeah, that's what I think. Let's move on to pronunciation. So I'm gonna say the phrase again. ところで平凡な俺よ、下を向いている暇はあるのか? できるまでやればできる. But hey, do you even have time to feel sorry for yourself? Keep trying until you succeed. I will make it. Hi, now I want everybody to say it as well. いいですか? But hey, do you even have time to feel sorry for yourself? Keep trying until you succeed. I will make it. Hi, the pronunciation, what part of this would be hard? I feel it's pretty basic English. Hey, do you even have time to feel sorry for yourself? Keep trying until you make it. I will make it. I feel right here, they're only using I will make it instead of I'll. Just because when you're really trying to tell yourself something, you like emphasize every word, you know, like we can do it or like you can do it, you know. So that's why I think they used I will instead of I'll. But just in case you want to use I'll, what would be the pronunciation? Aisle and the aisle for like the convenience stores have the same pronunciation. Like aisle 5, milk is on aisle 5, and aisle. I'll go to aisle 5. Oh, that's so hard. English is so mendokusai. That's so hard. Can you imagine? I can't. Aisle. Aisle. What's a good way to help people say aisle? I. Oh. I feel like it's one of those Japanese reactions when somebody scores like a super good like spike in volleyball and you're like, oh. Oh. So, like the mouth you make when you say that, like, oh. Oh. So,
oh.
Yeah,
no, that's really good.
Right? Ayo. That's how you say ayo. So, yes. I hope that helped you.
アニメイングリッシュクラブ with サリーAmaki.
So looking at できるまでやればできる, I feel like this is a very, I would say, a Japanese way of thinking. Yeah, because the American school I went to, or like just schools overseas, you know, if you're good at a specific subject or if you're good at something, they tend to want to focus on that rather than, you know, having that student be good at everything. Mm-hmm. So for instance, like AP classes, advanced placement classes, I used to take like AP Bio, AP Chem and everything. I was super, what was I bad at? I was bad at art and art history, so I never took AP art or art history because that was terrible. But the teachers didn't care. You know, I was a terrible, I just couldn't memorize like history. It was my worst subject ever, so I never took AP history. But the teachers didn't care. They just put me in normal classes, but they were like, hey, you're good at math, so we'll put you like in AP classes. And that's not a thing in Japan, you know? Like if you're in a certain grade, you take the same classes as everybody, you know? So
they'll have like good schools or bad schools.
Or
yeah. Bad schools is probably not the best phrase.
Intellectual or
偏差値高いと低い.
Yeah, so they have, like, Japan has school rankings, like, and I feel like the high school you went to kind of matters for the college you go to as well, doesn't it?
Yes.
But in America, I feel like that doesn't really matter. It's more like the GPA and what you did in and out of school, like the extra activities that you did.
Yeah.
Right? For the college applications, I feel like that's different as well. But yeah, できるまでやればできる. Yeah, so in Japan, like if you go to school in Japan, they'll have everybody meet the basic line, you know, like you'll be good at everything, or they expect you to be good at everything, like at a specific line. But in school in America, like if you're good at one thing, they'll try to like raise the bars for that, and every other subject would be like, okay, like just pass, you know? Yeah. So for this, the できるまでやればできる, I feel like is a Japanese way of thinking, yeah. In this context, I think.
When you were like figure skating, you never had something where it's like just keep doing it until you can do it?
In figure skating too, when I was, I've trained in Japan and America as well. But in America, if I was good at spins or one specific jump, they'd put those in my program. But when I trained in Japan, they would purposely put the things that I was bad at in the programs just so that I would practice it and become better and that I'd be able to do it. So my coaches in America were actually like, oh, you can't do it, that's fine. Like there's other things that would get you the same points. And so we'll just put that into the program. So yeah, I feel like that shows as well. But maybe that was just for my coach. I'm not speaking for everybody, but that's how I feel. about this phrase. And there's actually a phrase that came out of this. 出るまで回せば出る. Have you ever heard of that? It's for the gachas. So if you do games or if you come to Japan and you see all the gachas with little merch, they're all random. So you don't know what you're going to get. But if you spin it, or if you do the gachas until the one that you want comes out, then you'll get it, is what it means. So 出るまで回せば出る is also a similar phrase that you might want to use when you're ever in Japan. So, yeah. That does wrap it up for the pronunciation and like the educational part, but I'm so sad. This is the last episode of Haikyu. It won't be if you guys like it and leave comments. But Haikyu's the manga ended, but the anime hasn't covered all of what the manga covered. So if the movie and everything comes out, I'm hoping we do it again. The last movie with Nekoma and high school, Karasuno High School, when it came out in 2024, I watched it 16 times. Yeah. I watched it 16 times because they keep changing the 来場者特典. The 来場者特典 is entry present.
Yeah, basically what you get for going to the theater.
Yeah, they change it like every month or so. So yeah, I watched it 16 times. Yeah. Which doesn't add up because it wasn't in theaters for 6. No, it wasn't. I just needed like 4 of each one. just in case something like this happens to my acrylic stand. It's super dirty right now. So just in case my entry present gets dirty, I have 3 other spares. But this I only have 1.
So you got 4 of the same thing 4 times?
No. I got like 8 of the same things 2 times. Yeah. Sometimes I wouldn't even get the presents actually because it would already be out. But I went anyway just to support it. Yeah. Because you know how they make the movies? They make it with money. And you know... So if you want a good movie, you gotta pay the price. So I wanted to support. So yeah, I went to the theaters.
Haikyu teaching you those financial
responsibilities and how the economy works. Like you gotta keep spending. 経済を回さなくてはいけない. Gotta spend. Do you say spend the economy? We should though.
You say run the economy.
Oh, we run. We gotta keep the economy running. Yes, just like a hamster on that little running wheel. But yeah, I watched it 16 times.
What was your favorite scene of Haikyu?
Of Haikyu? Oh, gosh, hold up. I mean, like my shallow answer would be every scene that Kuro is in. That would be like my obvious answer. We don't take that. But honestly, one of my favorite scenes, I'm going to say one of them because honestly, every scene of Haikyu is great. There is no Haebong scene in Haikyu. There is no mediocre scenes in Haikyu, okay? None of it is mediocre or Haebong. So, but one of it would be in the first season when Karasuno, they practiced so hard, but they still lost against a team that they almost won to. I think it was towards Aoba Josai. And they were crying while eating at not the shokudo, but like someone's grandma's place. They were all crying while eating, in silence even. That was a strong scene. Yeah, I cried with them. Yeah. They should do, in Japan, they have a lot of korabo cafe, the collab cafes for anime. They should do one for Haikyu, but serve the food that they all ate during that scene, Right?
Just to get this straight.
Yeah.
You want a bunch of people to go to a collaboration cafe where they sit in silence and cry.
Yeah, while
and you
eating.
think that's going to be a great financial decision?
Yeah, I think it's going to run the economy while eating what they ate, like the literal food that they ate, because it looked really good, and I want to eat it as well. But yeah, honestly, if they put Haikyu on anything, like just give a stamp and like stamp a piece of paper with like a Haikyu character, I will buy it. Like that's what it's done to me. That's how strong Haikyu is right now.
Just on Haikyu goods
Yeah.
and related merchandise, how much money have you spent?
Too much. Too much.
About.
I don't know. I'm scared to know, and that's why I don't look. I don't look at scary things, okay? I like to keep my mind happy and peaceful. But, I mean, like, what's the point of having a job if you don't buy merch? Yeah, what do you do with your paycheck? What do you do? You know what? Everybody tell me. Tell me what you do with your paycheck. Please enlighten me with what you do. Hi. I would like answers, emails at aec@1242.com. That's aec@1242.com. And maybe I'll change the way I live. But for now, I will not because I work to support my babies.
So
Yes.
your favorite character is Kuro, right?
Yes.
What is your, if he's number one, what's your other top three?
Oh my gosh. Gosh. Hinata would be up there. Yeah. Hinata just pick favorite three. Oh my gosh. You know what? Tsuki would be up there as well. Tsukishima. But Yamaguchi too. But Kageyama, he looks like a blueberry and I like him for that as well.
Top three.
Top three. Did I not say three? Was that too much? I said too many.
Over.
I'm sorry. I'm an English teacher right now. I'm not a math teacher. I can't count, and that was three for me. That was my three. I wish they have like sub stories for Haikyu where they actually have like bunkasai and everything.
Oh, like another story kind
Yeah.
of thing?
You know what? I would live for a love comedy, romance comedy with Tsukishima Kei. Don't you think he's the perfect character to have a romance comedy anime with? Do you not think? Like, he's so like, oh, nothing's fun. I'm too cool for everything. And then somebody who's like super glowing and happy-go-lucky is like, hey, Tsukishima senpai. And he's going to fall for her. I see it. I'm going to write it. And I'm going to bring it to Shukan Shonen Jump. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna bring it in. I can only draw stick figures, but I'm gonna bring it in anyway. So, but that's the. Do I have anything else I want to talk about? But Haikyu. You know what? I'm gonna say I do have many other things to talk about Haikyu, just so that I can bring it back.
Okay.
All right. We'll be back with Haikyu another day. But we also have another very exciting anime that we're going to be talking about next week, which is... nobody's going to guess this. Nobody's going to guess this. No, right? Kiss, kiss, fall in love! Oran High School House Club! Yay! One of my favorites. Oran Koukou Hostobu de gozaimasu. Hi. I'm gonna know how old people are with how enthusiastic they're gonna be with this. Yeah, so if you're enthusiastic, you're gonna be like around my age, and if you're like, what? You're too young to be watching this. Yes. But anyway, that's what we're gonna be talking about. So I hope you guys like it. If you have any other anime or scenes that you want me to talk about, please email us at aec@1242.com. That's aec@1242.com. Follow us on our official X account, and you can post your comments or views at #SallyAEC. That's #SallyAEC. Check the episode description if you're unsure about the spelling. そして、The Anime English Club is now on YouTube. Go to youtube.com/anime-english-club to watch us on YouTube with subtitles. Hi, perfect for everyone trying to learn. Yes. ということで, thank you everybody for watching and staying with me for the first 3 episodes. The next one is going to be very exciting as well. I'm excited. Yeah, but we're going to talk about it next time. So, thank you so much for watching and see you next week. Bye-bye! From the Nippon放送Podcast Station, this is the Anime English Club hosted by me, Sally Amaki. This episode was written by Carlos Yabuki, directed by Gavin Chittister, and was produced by Shiori Tanaka of Nippon Broadcasting System, Japan.